It just gets bad in here, man. I just don't want to be here no more. I pray to God just. I'm just tired of you guys talking about me and just always talking shit. You guys just don't even know how to just leave me alone. I'm just so tired.
Hello guys, welcome back to this YouTube channel. So I know most of you are aware of what has been happening in Minneapolis and Minnesota. So Trump lately issued an order to deport all illegal immigrants from the US in those two states, that is Minnesota and Minneapolis. And we know that most of the people living there, especially in Minnesota, are Somalis. So the ICE started doing their activity of deporting them back to where they come from. So the video you have just seen is a video of a Somali guy who was deported back to Somalia, and upon landing, he started saying that he wasn't built for this. So this is not just a unique story. This is what thousands of Somalis are going through after being deported back to their homeland. So guys, deportation doesn't just mean going back home. It means starting all over again with nothing. So across Europe, North America, and even the Middle East, Somalis are being deported every year. Some of them, they left as children, some were born abroad, and they barely recognize the places where they are being sent back to. So this is the reality upon arrival, guys. For many deportees, the first shock they experience immediately after they have landed is there is no job, there are no houses, there are no even the safety nets that they're used to. So what they imagine as home, it feels foreign, it feels harsh, and even unforgiving. So some Somalis are sent to Mogadishu, while others are sent to Somaliland. These are two different administrations, but they share similar struggles. The similar struggles they share are unemployment, which is very high, and public service, which are very limited. So for the deported Somalis, without family support, poverty is likely to become the first challenge. So many deportees, they carry more than just economic hardships. They carry shame, they are seen as outsiders, quote-unquote diasporas who failed abroad. So instead of reintegration into their community, they face isolation, which is really bad, guys. Let's watch more clips, then I will come back with more commentaries.
Ahmed Courier may well become one of them. He's been in London for 6 years, and now the government wants to start deporting people back to his homeland of Somaliland, even though it does not recognise the government there. But if Denmark can do it, then so can Britain. And so Ahmed may mark the beginnings of a common policy.
If the British government send us to Somaliland, we will meet a lot of problems economically, politically, and socially.
I have observed something. Why is it that the places that people are highly religious, like hyper-focused on religion, and everything they do is attached to religion, and they cannot separate living their lives from religion, there is so much adversity, so much poverty, not much progress, and if there is progress, it's minimal over time. What is it that happens? Do they use religion as a coping mechanism to all the misery they are experiencing, or what is it? Because I need to understand.
So guys, there's those who are arguing that poverty in Somalia is as a result of religion. But guys, the truth is more complicated. because poverty is not caused by just one belief, but by the system that failed people. It's a mixture of a lot of factors like political, corruption, and even decades of political instability. So the region has experienced decades of instability. So this might have resulted to poverty in that region.
Somalia is a failed state that exports nothing to the world but piracy and terrorism. Somalia as a country contributes nothing, it accomplishes nothing, it has achieved nothing. You'd have to go back thousands of years to find a time when Somalia had any real significance on the global stage.
A Somali man from Ohio claims America will become an Islamic state and says Trump should be told. Listen to what he has to say.
Islam's coming to America.
Islam's coming to America?
Yes, it's coming.
Wait, is this going to be
one day America will become a Muslim state, a Muslim country.
Really?
Tell Trump.
That's never going to happen.
Yes, it will
That's
happen.
never going to happen.
God is powerful.
It's never going to
God, God is powerful.
Is that what everybody here wants? You want to see
That's
a Muslim
one
country?
thing. Our goal is to make America Islam.
Really?
Islamic state. Yes.
Look.
God is powerful.
It's never going to happen. Yeah.
You control the heart of Americans. God guides whom He wills.
Over my dead.
Many Americans are disturbed. A country built on Christian heritage opens its doors, feeds you, protects you, and then you openly talk about taking control, imposing your religion, and reshaping the nation that helped you. That crosses a line. What makes it worse? When people raise these concerns, supporters rush in saying it's fake or AI, even when it's real. Add reports of fraud in some communities, and trust is shaken. Protection does not mean entitlement or dominance. America must act fast. Europe must act fast. Are governments responding quickly enough or waiting until it's too late? Drop your thoughts in the comments.
If we can find billions for war, we can find billions for welfare. I come from Somalia. My parents fled war, and like millions of others, they fled poverty too. And when they arrived in Norway, they found safety. And I learned something really simple. Poverty is not a lack of talent or effort, it's a lack of opportunity. Because poverty is not the nature of law. It is created by conflict, by inequality, by the way we choose to share the world's wealth. And today, the effects of poverty is visible from Palestine to Sudan to Yemen, where people lose their homes, the schools, and the futures. And not because the world lacks resources, but because it lacks equality and peace. If we can find billions for war, we can find billions for welfare. If we can rebuild after destruction, we can also invest before despair. The fight against poverty is not charity, it is justice. It is about ensuring that every child, whether born in Oslo, Mogadishu or Gaza, has the same right to live with the dignity. From Somalia to Norway, my story shows what happens when a society decides to lift people up, not leave them behind. The world must choose peace and justice, and we need to act together right.
A Somali mob just rushed ICE agents in Minnesota. The ICE agents are way outnumbered. I think they need to send in the National Guard or the Marines because they're completely overrunning our ICE agents like this. Look, check this out. More of them just continue to show up. There's just 2 of them here. We need way more ICE agents in this area. We're getting surrounded from all sides. Yeah, we can't allow this to happen. This cannot be allowed to happen whatsoever. We need backup in there immediately. All these people that are trying to do that need to get put in their place. They need to know that they can't just do this. They can't just force out police from their neighborhoods. Not in America. They want to go do that, they can go do that back in Somalia.
So guys, behind every deportation statistics is a human being. A mother, a father, a son, and a daughter who once upon a time believed that migration meant new opportunities. So for many, deportation becomes a life sentence of struggle. So this is not just a story which is about weakness. It is a story about displacement. So when people are removed from one world and dropped into another without even preparation and support, the result is despair. Guys, from deportation to despair. This is the hidden reality of deportees who have been returned back home. It is a conversation we can no longer ignore.
I got Somalians as neighbors, and I talked to one of them, and I asked him about this whole Somalian fraud that's going on in Minnesota. And one of the guys explained it to me this way. He said back in Somalia, a lot of them come from clans. And Muslims have this thing where their spoils, even their Prophet Muhammad, whatever, he would go out and plunder people, and the spoils of war would be considered rightfully theirs. And whenever they would go to a place and they would subjugate the non-believers, they would put a tax on them. So he's like, the Somalians believe in Minnesota their plunder is rightfully theirs, and it's just a tax that the white people are paying for the Somalians, to, you know, for them, to the Muslims, to the non-believers. And so they do not comprehend the Western laws. They don't understand it. It doesn't compete to their Sharia law that they're practicing. And so there's outrage. And so he explained this one little thing to me. He's like, in their religion, they're permitted to lie. So when you see all these Somalians in Minnesota, you know, being outrageous that their fraud is being exposed, he's like, they're permitted to lie. They're permitted to tax the non-believers. They're permitted to practice their Sharia law. They're permitted to plunder, because in their belief system, it is rightfully theirs. So they don't understand why all these people are upset about, you know, all this fraud that's going on, because they've been practicing all the stuff they've been doing in Somalia. You know, they just brought their belief system here, and they do not understand why everyone's outraged. And, you know, so that's just, and I was like, well, that kind of makes sense. I guess if you raised up in one belief system, you went to another, and then, you know, you're upset why they're upset that you're marrying a 6-year-old. That's kind of been happening. So that's quite interesting. But here in Idaho, there's a very good Somalian population, and three doors house from me, a Somalian family lives, and sometimes I would talk to them. So it's
in Somalia, everyone is a millionaire, because here money isn't counted, it is weighed. Over the past years, the value of the Somali shillings has dropped so much that for $1 you get 572 Somali shillings. In supermarkets here, instead of note counting machine, weighing scales are used. People carry sacks full of cash just to buy groceries.
Guys, what's your view on the Somali currency? This guy is saying almost everyone in Somalia is a millionaire. But the money, once converted into the US dollar, it is nothing. So what does this mean? It means that the economy in Somalia is really struggling. It means that there is a lot of unemployment there, because their currency doesn't have value. See a lot of money on the streets. So guys, thank you for watching to this far end, and I would like you to give your views on the comment section below. Give your views on this whole issue of the illegal immigrants being deported back to their land. And also you can even give a word of advice to those who have been deported. Advise them on how they can even adopt the new home. It is hard, guys, because some of them were born in the US, and some moved there when they were children, but now being deported back to the country where they got no idea on what to expect is really a challenge. So comment, give your views, and share, and remember to subscribe, guys. See you on the next video.